Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Oy oy oy, Reb Shaye ben Moshe, Reb Shaye ben Moshe, boy v'glal Yisro, Monechaye, Mezoyne, Reb Shaye ben Moshe. Doyle was too busy eating. Shaye ben Moshe. Boy, v'glal Yisro. Zoyne Revive. Lidish Masimi Merosirus Mordechai. The Shomer should have an Aliyah. Hayoim Shmoinos Hayoim Shem Shnei Shavuos V'Arba Yomim Ba'omer Lo Omer. Breakfast sponsor Yoni Merzel. Lidish was my wife's grandmother, who was nifteres this week. Malgabas Menachem Doiv Leah Shalom, 95-year-old survivor. Now available for purchase. The special MDY edition of Chulin with many, many pictures. Easy to understand pshat. It flows. It reads. The boy said, this was very sad. I just got this morning. I figured maybe it'll give somebody a little jolt. It's kedai. Hold on. How do I get this?
Mark, it might take a few minutes. Remember I told you this story about this Inga man that finally finished Masech Sodi. Is the first time he finished the Masech, made a whole scene with this, and he finally got into it, whatever. So this Inga man, his name is Stefansky. He drove here from Muncie Trails. Now, and I think last night, Rabbi Eli said about this thing, you never know when you die, you can introduce something. I don't know what happened. Anyway, so he got very sick and then he got back into it, and I got him last week. I spoke to him, he got back into it, he was texting me, he's doing the daf every day, back and forth. He said, should I also tell you, he's up to Menachos daf 53, but he should also text me that he started also from the backup, whatever. Fine. This morning, 5:45 in the morning, he texted me, he'd finished 96 or 97, he was looking for 98 on YouTube, he couldn't find it, whatever. I told him it's on there, and I said I was going to call him in a few minutes. And his Levaya is soon. I wish there's a little bit, but you know what, I felt good that I got him into it. Wow, and Pink Rebelli spoke about this yesterday. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago we spoke this? You can never know. Whatever. But I wish there's a little beaten, but Baruch Hashem, he was and he told this to me again last week when I was talking to him. His Gemudas looked like a crayon book, no, a coloring book. He said, I mean, he's looking forward every day to the next episode. Rebelli got the schissen, wow. Wow, Baruch Hashem. Anyways, he's under 50 years old. He's younger than you, like a nice amount.
46 years old, boy. He traveled every week for 20 years straight, every single week to a certain hospital, 90 minutes away from his house to film the Chesed room over there. He's part of the Chesed organization, did a lot of Chesed, and he chapped the Ryan all the way at the end of his life. He started learning Torah every single day and enjoyed it. His neshama should have an aliyah. This gave me chills when I watched this, in a good way, because we can learn about schools and how kids learn. I want you to pay attention to the simcha in these kids' faces. Every single kid. It's a local school here in Bet Shemesh called Netzach. So now this is the school, 3rd grade here in Bet Shemesh. You're on the chairs, they're not dancing. It's incredible. No, in middle class. The Rebbe brought it in. He does the daf with us, and he figured they're learning about Lechem Apanim. So he showed them the video, and they all know the words. Stand on the satellite with a breit suda l'schus, Reb Shai ben Moshe zeichet tzaddik livrocha, gefilte fish with the carrot on top, moyerdik. Tom's River Satellite rolls out a nice spread. The schus of Shai ben Moshe, the sushi. No carrot. It's Rabbi Chaimowitz. He told me about a kiss from Hashem that he's learning about the 10 menorahs, but he's also doing a daf in Shkolm every day with his son, and they're also learning about the 10 menorahs, the kiss from Hashem. People have that all the time. But what I noticed, I didn't speak to him about it. He says he learns it inside with his son.
We actually downgraded the screen. That's, by the way, the Chus and Reb Moshe. He's already now married, Baruch Hashem.
I didn't see this.
We downgraded this screen. That screen doesn't work. We downgraded to this screen. And this is Reb Shmuel HaTzadik that used to have the Kuchma. and we're listening to the small, tiny screen. Nachamaz, the Satmar Rebbe said that we should have tablets, so we have a tablet somehow. That's my seat. So we downgraded the crowd a bit, so we have now 4 sometimes. If you live in Borough Park, come over.
Why is it 2 guys learning? This we don't have so often. Two the same. Wow. And it looks like they're holding the same spot also. Like it's... What? The middle... No. Oh, he's looking at the screen in between the seats the guy in front of them has. I hope this message finds you well. I want to take a moment to express my sincere appreciation. Very credible, the occasion teacher of the daily Gemara, Shurim, clarity, consistency, and ability of making Daf accessible to so many trying to... You have helped countless individuals stay connected to learning every single day. There is a very powerful hotline by the Chassidish community called Audio. Rabbi, I'm putting this on the screen so you can take down these numbers as I'm speaking. It should go up every day. This is especially helpful for those who don't have access to the internet yet still want to stay connected to Shiurim. The system is simple to use. Shiurim are already available there. Listeners can access them through the following numbers in Israel, United States, United Kingdom, Belgium, Brazil. From the men, Yeshua, okay, warm regards. Their wife has it. It's a good, it's a more than a shayla. Therefore, had more Mevish Shlita, Kvaydish Mara, Bisrael, Ben Leas. Listen, most of the guys that don't have screens, they have that second phone. So whatever. Sponsor day for all of the MDY Coffee Corner month. Kavadat Tefillah committee. How's it going? The Olam had more Kavadat Tefillah.
My father used to tell us that when he was engaged with Moshe Schwab would give them Musar. He said, I know you're not going to change what you're doing, but you're not going to get as much of a geschmack at it.
You're not going to change what you're doing, but I know you're not going to. So you just want to ruin it for them. Let them have a nod. They want to be over here. Let them do it.
I did it for a month because it creates a heritage.
Coming at Tefillah committee. You know who you are. You know you're that guy making coffee in the middle of Aleinu. Stop it. Official edition MDY Shas by the Irani and Levi families. Perik, the Palchik family, in memory of our grandparents. I didn't say it. Daf Tzadik Tes, Herzke Engel, Harav HaKodesh, Harav HaKadosh, Rabbi Shaya, Ber Moshe, Karstir, Zich Tzadik V'Kosh L'Bracha. The Mesechta sponsors, David Salom, dedicated in memory of Avi Mori, Rabbi Shmuel Baruch, Ben Rabbi Chaim Tzvi Doiv, Zichron L'Bracha. And by Joel Gedalis, Nishmas, my father, Jack Gedalis, Anonymous, that's Baruch and Zivigashim, the Palchik Family Foundation, Zich Nishmas, Harav HaGoyin, Rabbi Shmuel Palchik, the Mesh Tzilui, Anonymous, Refor Shleim, Moshe Ben Izah. Now it's completely before Shleimo and Arichas Yom to Leah Bas Esther. Yisrael Malki totally tears Picha Malfi Zavach Kesef. We're so proud of you, Yaakov Mordechai. Keep steiging. Sending growth and family. Canvey Island, you can honor Reb Eli, who changed my meaning of life. Ploine Almoini, Yossi, Mark, and Benny, and all those give Tzarcha MDY. Kishbaruch Yishalom Scharam. Avchal Mi Shoiskim Tzarcha MDY. Ari Simon, before Shleimo, Avimori, Baruch Miriam. I'm singing. Al Shema said that your friend of Rumi Leibowitz offered me voice lessons. I got to go on He says it's a reflux. You could fix it in a second. Okay. Be'ez Hashem. Moshe and Gina Kinsbursky. Moshe. I didn't see this. This is the first time I'm seeing. Your shkoyach for your suits. I wore them in Chicago all the time over Pesach. He does the custom suits. He got me 2 custom MDY suits with MDY inside, outside triangles. Nobody thought I was crazy when I was. Moshe and Gina Kinsbursky. Mazel tov to Reuven Kinsbursky and his bar mitzvah today. Gimel Iyar. Love, mommy and daddy. Mazel tov. Anonymous. L'refuatz, k'vekdushas, mornat v'mor mebel shlita. When you sach doiv b'mirim l'fur shleimo. Okay, I didn't know that he needs l'fur shleimo. Moshe Weberman, since Erev and Daf, Lamed Beis, Lilin Shmas, Imois, Lada B'chano, Bas, Rabbi Cheskel Tzvi, L'schus, Osher Eliezer, Yosef Elimelech, V'Rivka. Do Franco, Lilo Nishmas, Shai Ben Moshe Mekar Stir Zech Tzaddik V'Rocha, Schus Refuas Yosef Menachim Mechana Sasa. Unbelievable. Like 3 years ago, we didn't have a single Shai Ben Moshe. Today, you can't get a flight there. Yuri Friedman, Shai Ben Moshe, Schus Yogan Aleinu, Kirstir now, diving for a belly and all the Chevra, Ishkoyach Yuri. Weekly sponsors Anonymous, Lefu Shlema Hayelid Yeshua Shalom Ben Yechevet Batyo, MDY Art, Lefu Shlema Yonatan Eitam Ben Beshev Bracha. For Shlema Mordechai ben Esther, L'fus Ayelet Daniel Zev ben Ayelet Esther. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam she'akol niyeh b'dvaroi. L'ilin shmas Reb Shai ben Moshe. I think we have enough tiyulim planned for the next 4 years. We'll talk about them later. Now, boys, we're talking about Mamish Agat today, true Agadrito, real Agadrito. But we have to finish this very, very difficult sugya about the Shulchan. No, I'm kidding. Geschmack, the Shulchan. I get to hold this again. I thought to myself, if I were to hire somebody to make this, it would cost a few $1,000s, for sure. So Yishkoyach, the Shulchan, was it in position in the Beis Hamikdash to the width or to the length of the Beis Hamikdash? This is the long way. So says the Gemara, Bishloima, we're holding 5 lines from the bottom of Tzadik Ches on the Beis. Bishloima lamanda Omar Mizrach Umayrov, that it goes the long way of the Beis Hamikdash. So here, take a look at this picture. You know what? Let me first show you a nicer picture that I saw. They stuck it in here like this. Oh, this is a beautiful picture. The Paroiches, the depiction with the lion. Behind that wall is the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Nobody goes in there. Only the Kohen Gadol and Yom Kippur. Over here you can see the Shulchan positioned the long way. The poles touching the Paroiches. We spoke about how they touch the Paroiches. That's the long way. You're right. Darn, good. Thank you. Exactly. Make sure everybody's listening. This is not touching the Paroiches. See, it's not even touching the Paroiches. There's a wall there. Mamish Tosa, what I said. So, if it goes this way, and we have 10 tables of Shloimeh HaMelech, each Aron is 2 amas. 2. Shulchan. Each Shulchan, 2 amas. Times 10. I'm good. Don't worry about it. I didn't say about, no, it's fine. Each Shulchan is 2 amas times 10. 2 times 10 is how much? 20. 20 amas. If you take, let's say, a shoebox that's 20 inches, and you try to put something that's exactly 20 inches in there, it's going to be very, very difficult to get it in there, especially if it's made out of 10 different pieces. Each piece has a little bit of a different variety. It's almost impossible to put something that's exactly 20 amas into a space that's exactly 20 amas. It's going to extend a 1/4 of an inch, a 1/2 millimeter, whatever it is. It's not going to fit.
What about the handles?
Forget the handles. So, if it goes this way, the long way, so it extends into open space. We're not constrained. We have 40 amas. We have another 20 amas past the Aron, past the Shulchan. But if it goes sideways, from wall to wall, it's almost impossible to get in there. The other problem is here. So if it goes like this, so it's into a wide open space, it's fine. But if it goes like this, and the picture just changed, it goes with the Paroiches. You see the lines on top of it. Problem number 1, how does the Kohen get through there? If I want to get into the Kodesh HaKadoshim, I have to jump over the Shulchanos. They're tight. They're so tight. First of all, physically it's impossible to get 10 tables that are 2 amas in the exact same spot, in the exact same width. Okay? Each table has a variety this way, that way. Maybe the wood is not 100%. It's not going to fit. So Bishloim Elamad Omar Mizrach Umayrav Hainu Dahava Yasvi Yisivi Asora Be'esr. I could get 10 tables into 20 amma. Because yes, it extends slightly, but that's not a big deal. We don't care about that 1/2 inch that extends over the line. Elamad Omar Tzov Amidarim, but if it goes from north to south, in other words, the width of the Beis Hamikdash, Asora Be'esr Mechi Havi Yasvi. How could, especially if we say that the Shulchan is 12 amas each, 12 tvachim each, not 10. How are the kohanim going to get over the table, over the shulchan? You have to divide this wall, right, that we're looking at on this. There's the right side and the left side. There's a line down the middle. The right side is the north. The left side is the south. You're going to have 5 tables on the south. You're not allowed to have tables on the south. You're not allowed to have shulchanos on the south. You only take into consideration 10. There's in fact 11 tables. So where does the 11th one go? Moshe Rabbeinu is right over here. He looks kind of isolated. The one he actually has the lechem. Most of the time you put the lechem on it. Sometimes we had a machlokes if you even can put the lechem on the other one. But you didn't consider where do you put Moshe Rabbeinu's shulchan? Says the Gemara, V'lutamech lemanda Omar Mizrach Umayrav Nami. Even if it goes like this one, east. I don't like the fact that he changed the picture, like the orientation, but Seder, east to west, Shulchan the Moshe, Heichav Menachos. We're going to put that one. Now, you can't continue the line and make it 11 tables because now he's outside of the red line. Outside of there, he has to be within the 20 amas of the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Now he's going to be over the line. If you put him in a row, Elamai, so you put him like this, it's strange. So says the Gemara, Elo misavres chadora. You think it was one long row of tables? Tredar reninu. There are two. Something like this. Two rows. So Bishloim on top of Tzadik Tez, Bishloim on Omet Sof and Vidar and Shapir. If they go to the width and there's two rows, everything is good. We have a ton of space. From the Paroiches, from the left wall till the Heichel, we have a ton of space. So you could put the rows, you could distance them one from each other, like what we have over here, 2.5 amas distance from every aisle is 2.5 amas. It's great. But if it goes this way, we have a big problem. Why? If you recall yesterday when we spoke about the badim that come out of the aron, we said if the poles are on the width, so the width is only 1.5 amma. 1.5 amma, you can't have two people standing inside there. So what do you need? 2.5 amma. People stand 2.5 amma. Imagine you have a kohen standing between the wall and the first row on top. And he's pulling out challah, the chalas, the lechem upon him. How's another kohen going to get around him? So you need room. You need an aisle of 2.5 amma. So let's take a look over here. This is mamish, easy math. How many ones do you see in the picture? 3. Yeah, there's the width of the shulchan is 1. The width of Moshe Rabbeinu's shulchan is 1, and the width of the bottom row is also 1. So that's 3. Then you have 3 2.5s. How much is 3 2.5s? 7.5. How do I know? Because 2.5 plus 2.5 is 5. Plus 2.5 is 7.5. That's a genius. I'm not holding that level yet. So we have 7.5 plus 3. 7.5 plus 3, 7.5, 8.5, 9.5, 10.5. We got 10.5. 10.5. It's a big problem because once you get to 10.5, the line, the dotted line is at the 10 point. What's the dotted line? Dotted line represents north and south. All the tables have to be above the dotted line. They have to be on the north side of the heichel. But if you're going to give me the space, like in the space marriage, when we build the space marriage, we're trying to figure out the aisle space, but we forgot that we're making a table that goes like this. So once you get to the front over here, like you have to ask Rabbi Nachman to move in all the time. You have to think about the aisle space. You have to be considerate to the people up and down the aisle. What? No. Today, first of all, there's another problem. I don't want to go into it, but the screen is not centered on that wall. There's more inches on the right and not on the left. Okay, that you didn't notice. Okay, fine. We're not going to go there. Dave's not looking. Oh, maybe he's right. What are they thinking? Yeah. You do this stuff when I'm in America. Yishkoyach. So what do we do here? How far away is the first table? I should not call it table. The shulchan. How far away is the shulchan from the wall? You need 2.5 amas for people to maneuver around each other. The the shulchan itself is 1 amma. So that's 3.5. I can't do this math like this. This is too hard. Now, between this, the row of shulchanos and Moshe Rabbeinu's shulchan, another 2.5 amma. And the actual shulchan of Moshe takes up 1 amma. Another 2.5 amma between Moshe Rabbeinu's and the bottom row. And it's what? So it comes out that you're 1/2 amma into the south because you have total 10.5 amma instead of 10. Says the Gemara, if you think Moshe Rabbeinu's shulchan was like this in this picture, no. You take the other shulchanos, you push them eastward. You take Moshe Rabbeinu's and you push them westward. Just like this, take a look at the screen and you'll see Mamish works out beautifully. What you didn't see, I wanted to show how all the 2 rows of tables get pushed a little bit to the right. and Moshe Rabbeinu's gets pushed a little bit to the left. That's the vard. That's just to tighten up the madli and mitase. Okay, instead of like this, it's going to be like this. Okay, great. What changed? That the bottom row of tables is far away from the dotted line now. Moshe Rabbeinu's table doesn't take up another 2.5 amma. We gained 2.5 amma because we pulled them out. It's like, says the Gemara, you push these guys to the right. You take Moshe Rabbeinu's a little bit to the left. It's literally like this table right over here. A Magachir sits in the front, and the Talmidim sit over here. Those of you who think you're Talmidim, whatever, I'm sorry to those who are my Rebbeim. But also, in the Beis Hamikdash, Rashi says, it went downwards. Next to the Kodesh HaGadol, you guys are laughing. There's a lot of truth to the guys that are laughing. There's only 2 people laughing. I'm sorry, Rebbeim. Sorry, Rabbi Moiri. So. Now, but also, Moshe Rabbeinu's table was elevated, like mamish like over here. I don't know if you notice. I'm not that tall, but I'm sitting on a higher chair. Seriously, just whatever. Oh, so I said before that we learned it yesterday. That I meant in the Hebrew share. In the English share we didn't learn. There were another 10 shulchanos in addition to Moshe Rabbeinu's shulchan. Was there lechem aponim on that shulchan or not? The Tanakh says, only Moshe Rabbeinu's table got the lechem. It seems like only this shulchan got the lechem aponim. As a menorah also shloima. There's also 10 menorahs that Shlomo HaMelech added to the 1 menorah of Moshe Rabbeinu, but we only lit 1 menorah. On the bread on the shulchan would be very problematic. We'll see later to put 11 breads, 11 stacks, 11 times 12 breads. You can't do that. The menorahs, could you light extra lights? Okay, as menorahs hazav v'nereseh levarber. It's not true. You could put the lechem on any one you want. It doesn't mean al kulam together. It means you can pick one of Shlomo HaMelech's tables also. Shenemar. Es shulchan nois, plural. Va'aleihem, on them, lechem aponim. You can put the lechem aponim on any table. Now the Tanakhama is going to have to explain what we do with this pasuk. It seems very obvious from the pasuk that you can put the lechem on any table. Ubekulon hoyu madlikin, says Rebbe Elazar ben Shmuel. You could light any menorah, all 11. Shenemar es menorah, all from all 11. Es menorahs v'neresem levarim kamishpat lefnei hadvir zav sagor. Hamenorahs v'nereseihem, plural. Okay. I just want to, we mentioned yesterday about the trip to Austria, so I got to explain a little bit. Clarify. Number 1, it's a very small hotel. It's maybe, I don't know, like 100 rooms or so it's a small matzav. We're not going to have 700. Number 2, it's not an MDY trip. I'm not taking the Olam on little, I don't have a mini bus and a school bus. Everybody's going to do their own thing. Well, they invited me because, people invite me to come for Pesach programs. They invite Reb Nachman. I can't go on Pesach program. I don't like to go on Sukkot program. They said, I liked it very much last year. The guy gave great service and great food, and we had a great time on the trips. I said, okay. He said, you want to come back? Yeah, okay, I'll come back. But we said, let's make it that we'll tell the Olam about it. Anybody who wants to come can come. There'll be live shiurim there. I'll try to interact as much as I can, after breakfast, whatever it is. But it's not an MDY trip. And second of all, there's a discount for people from MDY, he said. I think it comes out to about 680 euro for a couple per day. So that's you get your own flights, you get your own trip, get your own car, take your own. I could tell people where I went, where I'm going. Maybe I won't tell you where I'm going, what time I'm going. But there's great waterfalls, just if you like the Alps, it's unbelievable. It's in the Alps. It's in a ski resort, basically. And it's going to be a Mordecai time. And you can come for as many days as you want. You don't have to go for all 2 weeks. Go for 2 days, 1 day, come for Shabbos. Do whatever you want. Talk to the hotel. It's Weber tours. You do your own thing. We're just saying, Noam's idea was, instead of being snobby and taking the the donors on these trips. Do something for the rabbin, for the Kal, and for people from Europe, people from Eretz Yisrael that don't make it to the Shabbaton. A lot of people from America are coming. I just found out this guy's coming, that guy's coming. Yossi Klein told me he wants to come. It's all everybody in their own cheshbon and their own time. Okay. Ari Simon said he wants to actually get a yellow school bus and take people around on trips. You can actually walk to places over there. It's like on Shabbos we all went to a beautiful waterfall right across the street. You can see from your some rooms. You see the waterfall. You go there. You just a nice hike, a nice this. Give out. Okay. Rabbi Yossi. Yossi's all nervous. People are canceling the Morocco trip now just to go on this trip. Rabbi Yossi reviewed the Omer. Lo yhoyu misadrim elo al shel Moshe. No. We said before there was only one table, the table of Moshe Rabbeinu. That's where the lechem hapanim went on. What do I do? It seems like there's other tables, mefurish in the tables, and on that you put the lechem hazav. Says the Gemara, we're going to have a Mishnah on Omid Beis with a beautiful video. You see the video, it's mamish moridik, but this is like chazara. There were 3 tables in addition to these 11 tables. These are regular, like workshop tables, sort of. These are tables that you put stuff down on. And in fact, the bread was on them. The ulam, this is on top of me, there's a Beis HaMikdash, but just to show, the ulam is, this is the heichal, tall building, like 200 feet tall. There's a smaller part, that's the heichal over here, and then there's the wide part. This is the ulam. As you enter the heichal, there's like more like a foyer, a vestibule before you get into the heichal. So there's 2 tables over there. One was marble, and the reason why I say marble because the Mishnah says mefurish, it was marble. Over here, there's a difference in the language, and it calls it kesef because compared to the gold color of zav, it's kesef. It's white, like a whitish color. But I think the Rishonim understand that this is marble. Echad shel kesef, v'echad shel zav. Asher kesef noisin lechem aponim b'knisasai. When you come in with the fresh bread, you put it on the right on the marble table. Asher zav b'tziyasai. These are stacks of bread. You're holding these stacks. I forgot how much it weighs. Each one we said it weighs like 16 pounds minimum. Each one, 16 times 6, 70 pounds. You're carrying 70 pounds. It's not pasha to carry. So you place it down as you're entering, you're exiting, you put it down. So first you start off with marble, you end off with gold. There's a klal in the Torah, they always go upwards. You always add to your learning, you always add to your kedusha. You go up, you start with marble, you move.
It's marble.
I just went through the whole thing.
It says it.
No, the Mishnah on Omid Beis. Yeah.
I know
the Mishnah, I'm saying, the Rishonim talk about it. Yeah. Tamid, that's what Rabbi Willig said yesterday, Tamid. So, there's the concept that the bread should be on the table always. And we're going to see machlokes whether it means it's here in the Mishnah. Does it mean literally every second? Or it means, it shouldn't be overnight without bread. And how do you know that in the Torah you don't go down? You don't downgrade? Moshe Rabbeinu is building the Mishkan. Vayakom es Amudov here. Maybe that's why all the brichim and the Adonim, all this, and it says the lashon Vayakom es Amudov. There's a few pshatim in Rashi. One pshat is that it says Vayakom and Vayakom. It doesn't use another lashon of, let's say, Vayiten. The one I related to more was that it started off with Moshe Rabbeinu, and he doesn't let anybody else build it besides himself, because then he would be downgrading, be going down from Moshe Rabbeinu to somebody that's less than Moshe Rabbeinu. Umanala and the Malin, and how do you know it's a good idea to go up? In fact, everybody knows that you're either going down or you're going up. Nobody stays stationary. This is the story of Korach. They took these pans that they used for the Ketores, and they upgraded it to be the plating, thank you, of the Mizbeach, ki krivum lefnei Hashem, because they sacrificed in front of Hashem by Ikdash, and they became Kadosh, v'yu la'ois levnei Yisrael. Here's a short video. Says the Gemara, before they served the Mizbeach for the Ketores, then they became part and parcel of the Mizbeach, so they went up. Asher shibarta, if you don't really look at the red highlighting that I did here, if you just read the pasuk on a third grade level, so you read, it's referring to the second luchos. Write exactly on the second luchos what was written on the first luchos, Asher Shibarta, which you broke, Moshe Rabbeinu, V'samtam ba'aron, you should put them in the aron. What is it referring to? The first or the second luchos? The second l'chayra. I'm telling you how to write the second luchos, the same wording as the first, and put them in the aron. But the Gemara darshans, Tori Rav Yosef, Melamid Shaluchos v'Shivir Luchos Munachim Bar, even the broken parts of the first luchos were in Aron, because it says Asher Shibarta v'Samtam Baron. It's like one sentence. If you see, there's a snacht over there. Asher Shibarta breaks it, like the Balkari would read it. Asher Shibarta. It's like a pause. V'Samtam Baron is referring to the luchos. No, the Gemara is putting it in one. Asher Shibarta v'Samtam Baron. The one that you broke, you put into the Aron, like so. Broken pieces and pieces, and there's the whole ones. Okay, trying to he didn't want to do the real. Mikan says the Gemara, Talmud Chacham sheshachach Talmudoi machmas ansoi. A Talmud Chacham like Rav Yosef. It's Mamish Rav Yosef. I didn't realize this last night. As I was learning it, like Rav Yosef is the one that forgot his learning. Rav Yosef is the one that says this. Rav Yosef is famous in Shas. Abaye always reminds Rav Yosef.
Before you forgot it?
No, I didn't. What?
Did he say it
before?
I
don't know. Probably.
His limud was.
Yeah,
before.
You mean it would be biased if not?
Afterwards, though.
Yeah, like, hey, don't make fun of me. Just because he forgot his learning, because he's sick, or parnasa, it doesn't mean you should make fun of him. Simon, bitel, sarach, v'shachach, these are three things that Rish Lakish said. Amar Rish Lakish. Mamish agadita, pamim, shebitula, shel Torah, zeu, yisoida, yisuda, d'chsiv, asher shibarta. It happens to be that this line, if there's one line in Shas that guided me from the beginning, from day one, was this line. I thought about this line when the first day I said Shir, and I always think about it when I get different emails and different things. It's the idea of Eis L'Asayis L'Hashem Efer Teresecha. Spoke to G'daylam and Rabbanim about it. That Bitula Zeu Kiyuma. The Rabbeinu Gershom says over here the word Kiyuma. It's the same lashon. Shebitula Shel Torah. Sometimes for different people. I know for myself, so I figure for myself. A little break, a little joke in the middle, AI video. It's bittul sometimes. It is bittul. Talk about Austria in the middle of the thing. But bittul zeu kiyuma. There's so many. The reason why tens of thousands of people watch the shir is because one of the reasons is because of that bittul. So the bittul is kiyuma. It brings more Torah. If it was a straight shir for 1 hour, guaranteed. I know it wouldn't be the same amount of people. So in other words, bitula amemes. This is from day one. I thought about this line. Bitula shel Torah zeu yisoida. Says Rashi. Sometimes you do a mitzvah, not say a joke, do a mitzvah. He says, it's as if you're establishing Torah when you do a side mitzvah. It's as if the Torah gives you the credit, as if you're doing Torah, you're learning Torah because you stop to do that mitzvah. Zok the Gemara, the Chsiv, how do I know? Asher Shibarta. Amar Lakash Baruch LaMoshe, Yishar Koichacha Shibarta. Thank you for breaking it. Sometimes breaking is better than not breaking. Sometimes you have to break. Talmud Chacham that went off and did something terrible. Let's say you have to put him in Nidui, you have to put him in Cherem. You don't do it in public. Shenemar, why not in public? Because it's a big Chil Hashem. I know that you really shouldn't get into it, but I'll say b'derech remez. In our community, a lot of times they won't call the police on a rabbi that did something terrible. Why? Because of the Chil Hashem, without realizing that it could destroy other lives and other. So you have to make the cheshbon. If the guy stole whatever, I don't know what, and so the Chil Hashem, I get it. But if it's destroying lives, you got to get him out of a cheder. You got to do something. You don't say, oh, it's a Chil Hashem. It says in the Gemara over here. Sometimes you have to ask your local rabbi, or use common sense. It says that when the Navi is nichshal, cover it kalayla. But it's not a blanket. It's not a blanket. How you think you never. Sometimes you have to. Unfortunately, you have to. So this is a really difficult Gemara for Daf Yomi Yidin. If you forget one thing of what you learn, you're over and alive. The good news is at the end the Gemara saves us. Shenemar hishamer lecha ushmor nafshecha ma'od. You should be careful and watch your soul. Ma'od, very much. Pentishkach es advarim, for you shall not forget the luchos, the Torah. The famous Gemara, anytime he uses a lashon, hishamer, or just pen, or just ve'al, it means like loy, do not. It's a loy sase. Eino yela, loy sase. Ravina Amar, hishamer pen shnei lav mininu. It says in this pasuk, hishamer lecha, ushmer pen tishkach. It says hishamer and pen. It says two out of the three. So anytime you forget something you're learning, you're over on two lavim. Rav Nachman writes, you're over on three. Shenema hishamer lecha, that's one. Hishamer. Ushmar is another one. Ushmar nafshchamoy. Pen is three. Tishkach is advarim. Yachal afil machmas zayin. Oh, so maybe it means even because you were oisik in parnasa, for us balabatim, you're oisik in parnasa, you were busy with work, and that's why you didn't have time to do chazara. It's basically talking about chazara here. That you're supposed to repeat your learning, repeat it, so that you don't forget it. But a lot of people, they're busy working, or sick. Rashi brings both. Talmud loymar upen yasuru milavavcha. Rashi nomad alef. Pe yasuru milavavcha. B'mesir milibe akasim medaber. A person who's lazy and doesn't do chazara, that's the problem. Rabbi Destoiber, Rabbi Yanai Amar yochal afilu takfalo b'shnasei. Oh, so this I think is a Daf Yomi thing. What's takfalo b'shnasei? He's overwhelmed by the amount that he's learning. He's learning another daf. So maybe he's also over. Talmud loymar rak. Oh, so we got saved. I hope. But at the end of the day, we are mechuyev to do chazara. And, I don't want to be a chazer and ask people to do chazara, but I will remind people about Rabbi Yossi Klein, our CEO, who every Shabbos does chazara in 7 daf with his children. There are a lot of people that do chazara. We had a guy here last night, Leibowitz, who's a mumcha in Austria. He's going to help us out with Austria. He does 4 chazaras a day. He's the minibus driver. I don't know. I showed a few videos of him. In his minibus, he gets out. He's the one that did the Arab. Ayman the Arab that does the daf with us, does shtick, different things. 4 chazaras. A lot of people do chazaras. Benny does at least 1 chazara because he comes to Tushu Urim. V'chula, and there's a chazara group here. Maybe you have extra time. Malam HaKodesh, maybe on Shabbos a little bit. Maybe on Sunday, like your Barry Simon, the day that you don't work, maybe you could do it. Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Loza, Amrit Tevayu, and this is the Zichru program. Remind Oilam, Zichru. Where is he? Is he here? He left already? Levi. Where's Levi? He left already. He was here in the morning. He does Zichru. A few people do Zichru. Good stuff. Zok the Gemara. They were trying to do, in the Kaila, the, what's the Gur program? The Mizumanim. So he started doing it here. 100, they were doing it by the daf. Every day, another daf Mizumanim. It's to remember certain points, and you chazer the points and the name of the daf. Daf Tzadik Tes is don't forget you're learning, and you do the thing. So they got it to 100, and these are geniuses. You're talking about geniuses. Every one of them is like a different level, and they got to 100, and they said they just can't do it. They're not capable of keeping up. Like they're not able to retain the 100 that they learned, and so they basically gave up. In Gur, they do 50 a year, basically. They try to do one a week. So one a day is a little bit much.
That's the rock.
What?
That's the
Rock. You have to do your shtadlis, you do your thing, and if you could do it and you have extra time, do chazara, and you know what? It's a great time to push. Nothing but the daf. On 2 speed. No jokes, no musar. You won't hear this part of me talking in it, but it's a good chazara. Talmud loymar, rak. Torah nitno barabayim. It took 40 days to bring the Torah down. Uneshama noisher barabayim, and the neshama goes in to the vlad, the fetus. It takes 40 days to be created and get a neshama. If you watch your Torah, you do chazara, then your soul is protected. And if you don't protect your Torah, then chas v'shalom, the neshama is not mishtamer. Tanad b'rei b'shmo. Moshe Adam shemosar tzipor dror la'avdoi. A drawer. I actually brought one. This is a drawer, something like this. And it's a mashal of a king that has, like a person that has a slave. And he tells him, watch my tzipor drawer here. Watch my sparrow. We have it in the neighborhood. These little guys. Every neighborhood has it. It's one of these birds you can't. Now, they're impossible to tame, and they're impossible to.
No, come back.
So drawer means to be free. They're almost impossible. I tried once to trap one. It was stuck in a room. I tried to trap it. It's like with blankets and with this, and they're just, you know the chain link fences they have in America. They fly right through they don't stop. They could go through they're like a fly. They're very small. So it's not something that you could keep and tame. So maybe the Gemara is saying over here that Torah is very hard to attain. It's the kosher kebarzel, I think the Gemara says, and noyach like glass to break. So you have to be careful with it. So this king tells his slave, Omar, you think that I'm telling you to watch my bird, and if it gets lost, no, the most you'll owe me is 1 isar, nothing, $1. No, it might be easy. You could learn a daf, but if you don't watch it, oy vavoy. Sponsor, Turning of the Daf, Adar Global Specialist in International Financial Services by Chaim Milred. Refuah Shlema Imi Mirasi, Fradel Etel Bas, Chana B'Soich Shar Choyle Yisrael. Amen. So this Mishnah we just spoke about. We did a lot of it. Chazara, it's a good thing to do Chazara, the Gemara says. Shnei Shulchanos Hayu Ba'ulam, Mebefnim El Pesach HaBayis. There were 2 additional tables at the entrance of the Heichal. Echel Shel Shayish, one was made out of marble, Vechel Shel Zav, and one was made out of gold. He's holding the 6 breads. Each coin is holding 6 breads. Puts it on the table when he walks in. And he places it on the golden table when he leaves. You go from the marble to the gold. I'm just thinking now. Throwing it out at the Suda. When you come up with a better bottle of wine, then you make the bracha of Hatoy v'Hameitiv. Very rare bracha. Very rarely do you say it. People don't say it. I do remember, and he said there's 7 different rules. You have to, but he was mechadish a few chidushim, Rabbi Travis. He wrote a whole book about it, the Sefer. He said that you don't need a better wine. As if it's different. If both of them cost 100 shekel, that's okay. You don't need, start with the bottle of 100 and then go to a 200 bottle. 100 and 100 as long as it's different. But the idea of the bottle can't be on the table. You have to bring it out from somewhere else. You didn't know, and then you have to be drinking together. Everybody on the table is drinking. It's a few rules. It's not that difficult, but it's rare. And then when it happens, you forget to say the bracha. B'kitzur. Shemalim ba'kosh v'lemir v'echad shezov v'ivrim shalav lechem aponim tamid. Says the Mishnah V'arbo koyanim nichnasim b'shnayim b'yodam shnei zdarim. And there are 4. When should I show the video? When we finish the Mishnah, or before we learn it? Okay, we'll do it. We'll read inside and we'll see if it fits our video. V'arbo chazara. V'arbo koyanim nichnasim shnayim b'yodam shnei zdarim. Each kohen is holding 70 pounds of bread, 6 breads in his hands. 2 koyanim holding 6. Ushnayim b'yodam shnei bezichim. And 2 koyanim are holding the 2 spoons of the levina. Question: why can't one kohen hold 2 spoons? They're not that heavy. Go like this. What's the problem? Oh, left hand. So what's the problem with left hand? Very good. The guys that are holding the breads are also using the left hand. What they're doing like this. So because the levina is like the kmitza, you're being makter it, and that you need the right hand. So 2 koyanim, and you have 4 koyanim that go in front of them. The reason why they walk in front of them because you need 2 to remove 6 breads each. Bekitzer, you have 4 kohanim bringing the new stuff, 4 kohanim taking out the old stuff. Those, this is going to be hard for me to depict, not hard, but if we look at these tables over here, Moshe Rabbeinu's tables. So he's standing on top of the screen by the wall. That's Safon. And the other guys are standing between the 2 rows of tables. That's Daran. They're facing the north, facing the other people. So you have a bread. It's on the shulchan like this. So they push the bread out, and they push the new bread in. So maybe I should do it this way. They'll take the bread from over here, the new bread, and they just push it out. So, and then they take the old bread out. So what happens is that the new bread is on the table. There's always bread on the table. You don't lift the old and put the new down. You're pushing out because you want tamid. We said something similar yesterday. Rabbi Willick's scream. That the reason why that we learned that when you put the pole underneath the bread, you don't lift it up and put the pole. It's on one side, and then you put the pole in because tamid. The bread is always touching the table. Then you place it down, and you do the same in reverse. So the bread is always touching the table, tamid. These pull and these push, they put it in. Every tefach that goes out, a new tefach comes in. Rabbi Yossi Omer, afilu elu noitlum elu manichem, afi Yossi tamid. You don't need. You could do it normally. Pick up a bread, take it out, put the new bread in. It's still considered tamid. There's a question. The Ben Ish Chai says a guy made a neder that he will wear tzitzis tamid forever. And then he comes to the Ben Ish Chai. Could he go to the mikvah? What does he do? Like, could he take off his tzitzis? So he told him it's nafkimina here in the Gemara. Does tamid mean every second of your life, or tamid means as long as you don't go a whole night without? But then the Ben Ish Chai said, but it's a neder, and the neder is lashon b'nei adam. And b'nei adam, when they say I'll always wear tzitzis, they don't mean when I go into the shower I wear tzitzis. But he said he should be mevatel his neder. He told me he has to be mevatel just in case. In case he goes to the mikvah and he forgets to put it on immediately. That was the baya. Okay. Yatzu nesanum al shulchan hazav shayabulam. They came and they put it out on the table that we're talking about, these special tables for holding the bread. Hiktir abazichen, and then they put the levina on the fire on the mizbeach, and after that, so that's a matter. We learned the word matter. It allows you to do something. It allows you to what? And then the breads are eaten by the kohanim of that mishmar. Let's take a look over here. I think it's that mishmar. The smoke in the breads. The 4 kohanim in front of them to remove the breads. Place the bread on the marble table. Remember, there's no snifim and no kanim. That all is removed on Erev Shabbos. And when they're done, they put it on the gold table. Somebody had an aura that some of the levina fell on the floor. I see what he's saying. Okay. Yeah, no. Somebody had another Ara, sent me an email. In the beginning I was shocked, but then I think he was joking. He says that when we show Rabbi Turjuman, the Nazir, he says he doesn't like the way his buttons are buttoned on his frock. It's like right over left instead of left over right. The frock should be. He says, could you please fix that in the next? But he was joking. What? Okay. Chol Yom Kippurim Leis b'Shabbos. If Yom Kippur falls out on a Shabbos, so what's the problem if Yom Kippur falls out on a Shabbos? You can't eat the challah. Who's eating the challah? It's Yom Kippur. Hachallah is b'schalkis l'erev. So you give it out on Motzei, Shabbos, and you eat it then. Geshmak, to break your fast with a lechem aponim, unbelievable. Challah is b'erev Shabbos. What if Yom Kippur falls out on a Friday? In the time of the Gemara, you could fall out on a Friday. Sar shel Yom Kippurim nechal erev. So this is a side thing, because once we're talking about Yom Kippur and Shabbos. So the goat on Yom Kippur, one of the goats you were able to eat, well, you can't eat it on Yom Kippur. It's Erev Shabbos, and you can't eat it on Yom Kippur. So what do? So Nechal Erev, you eat it on Friday night by the Suda, your Shabbos Suda. It's not Yom Kippur anymore. But when did you cook it? You can't cook it on Yom Kippur, because Yom Kippur. You can't cook it on Friday night. So when did you cook it? They would eat it like, what is it called? Carpaccio. Because it's almost like a play on words. They're not mefunik. They're not mefunik. He says it's not important to have the bread on every millisecond. Take it off the shelf and put the new one on. It says, but it says Talmud, it should be always. It means that you shouldn't have the table without bread the whole night. I could learn from here. Everybody's a chiyuv to learn Torah day and night. So if you learn one parak in the morning, one parak in the evening, you do a daf in the morning, daf in the evening. Look at this. It says in the pasuk, we have a chiyuv to learn Torah day and night. So Mekayim, day and night. They did a video for a little bit lower down in the sugya, but I'm going to show it to you here. Favos nisht. Why not? It might bring a tear to your eye.
Dann haben wir sie einfach laufen lassen. Ja, die dachten wirklich, sie wären frei. Es bnei Yisroel v'yato kohi ki yisvu lachem es hashiro hazos v'hilamdo es bnei Yisroel Ahaito irak do isho Hischanini bivakosho Hinei itzur inarot bikdusho Yo yo To irak do isho Hischanini bivakosho Hischanini yo bivakosho
Yo yo toiro agdoisho es ganini bevakosho beneveveitzo nar bigdosho yo 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 toiro agdoisho es ganini bevakosho es ganini Rabbi is there anybody here that considers himself an Am Haaretz? I'm going to have to ask you to leave. I feel like even if you don't say Kriya Shema just in the morning and the evening, Kiyem lo yomosh. He was Mekayim that part, It's interesting because the Shulchan Aruch says you're not Mekayim, but it means that if you had Kavana, why are you saying Kriya Shema, that I'm Mekayim mitzvahs, Talmud Torah, it's interesting. I can't tell you how many people told me, I learn, I say Kriya Shema, I say Mishnah. Some people tell me this.
If he's a Amoritz, he's not going to know Yastaf Kavan.
So it says like this, V'dover zeh, also lo'imer b'fnei Amoritz, that's why I asked the Olam to leave. You're not allowed to say this in front of an Amoritz. They shouldn't get comfortable with it. V'rava Amar, mitzvah la'amroi b'fnei Amoritz. It's a mitzvah, says Rashi. Mitzvah la'amroi, v'sover mishum kriya shema noitel socher gadol kazeh. If you tell the Amoritz, listen, all you have to do is say kriya shema, you mekayim the mitzvah of Talmud Torah, because that's the zerchecha. Then he realizes, wow, that's Torah. Umargil's born of the Talmud Torah. Don't forget about his children, the Zamaretz, Rabbi Sai. Have a wonderful day.
Merit the schus of spreading Torah throughout the world. Sponsor a shir today. MDYsponsor.com or sponsor at MDYDaf.com.